What's up, YouTube? Back with another video. I'm about to move my truck right now because, as you guys know, I do resell. I'm gonna sell those wheels and rims that I showed you. They're LTZs, I think from a 2012 or something like that. I'm gonna move my truck out the way so I can get back there and roll them out. The guy should be here in 30 minutes. But quickly, I want to clarify something on this truck. I don't know if you guys remember or been around since then, but for those who haven't, the reason why I talk so negative about the person before this truck, right? Because I see comments, people have questions through multiple videos. It's not just one. It's just been periodically through the time that I've had the truck. This truck was supposed to be good. Like I have explained to the guy that, hey, I drive 4 or 5 hours away because I have to pick up my son. When he comes down, for the month or whatever it is that he comes down, month and something, it's an on and off schedule. So I have to drive down there. So I've explained to the guy that I need a good truck. I don't want to waste time. This truck that I have that I'm trading him, the single cab is excellent. It was a one owner engine and transmission. It's from my grandpa. My grandpa was the first and only owner. It's well taken care of. The engine has taken me on a 50-hour drive straight, 4 hours into Washington from where I was at. So I did like 5 hours to California, then 5 hours back this way, and then I ended up going all those hours to somewhere in Washington to help someone move. And so I helped them move, and I was hauling a trailer and everything. I had to go back and forth, pick up the trailer because it was somewhere else in another state, another city, whatever, right? So anyways, what I'm saying is that my truck was excellent. And I had even just got the transmission switched because I had ran into this problem where I had bought a stolen Tahoe and didn't know it was stolen. And then I finally called, because I called all these places and all these places weren't telling me anything. Then I finally called the police station. I had actually went to a police station. They didn't want to help me, which is funny. It happened to be in the Henderson area. And then I ended up calling the Metro down here. Come to find out it was stolen. So the guy who sold me the car, he's a parts guy, so he had nothing to do with it. He didn't know it was stolen. The guy lied to him, said, oh, I'm gonna bring you the title, blah blah blah. Never brought the title, ended up stolen. The car got taken. He's like, you know what, since I do parts, whatever, I'll go ahead and replace the transmission. So the transmission was placed, rebuilt, and good. So everything on that truck was good. Even the guy's like, your truck's flawed. This is one of the cleanest trucks I've ever worked on. And I've been working on trucks for freaking over what do you say, like 30-40 years. He's an older guy. And he just said it was clean. Like he took bolts off easy. Literally, like no dirt fell on another. It's just a clean truck. The engine was solid, sound solid. Everything's good, right? Everything's good on this truck. But when I had a conversation with the guy about this truck, right, everything supposedly was good. There's nothing he knew was wrong with it, blah blah blah. But I'm gonna tell you, like, even though someone doesn't know about cars, I can have my lady drive, right? And I'm not saying she doesn't know anything about cars. I'm just saying as an example. And no, gender really doesn't have to do with it, but I'm just trying to give a good example. So I can have my lady drive this car, right? Which she did, actually. Actually, that's the funny part. She did drive this truck, and she told me something was going on with it. It felt kind of weird. And she forced me to drive it, because me and this guy talked. Everything supposedly was good. It's going to be a nice, clean trade, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff, right? Come to find out, right? You can hear when your transmission's screaming, right? When it's not switching gears, you can hear it. Right? Annoying, right? You can hear that, right? So it stays like that. It doesn't shift. Okay, and he drove it here 30 minutes away, 20 minutes away, or whatever. And I was wondering, and don't get me wrong, maybe he was looking for the house, but he came kind of slow, parked where he could first park, whatever, right? I asked him everything good, any leaks. That's another thing I asked him, any leaks. And I asked him all these questions you would ask as a car guy that you want to make sure you're not running into any big issues, right? So him being a car guy, which people say that he wasn't really a car guy, he was just a guy with a truck in a club. I don't understand how that works, and I don't understand how you're, I'm not going to speak on that, whatever. Anyways, that's car club stuff. I've never been to one, don't care to understand it. Anyways, You can hear the transmission screaming, right? You can hear the differential screeching and bouncing, right? You can hear the eep, oop, eep, oop, eep, oop, eep, oop, eep, oop, right? And the skirt, 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 right? And I'm just being stupid with you guys at this point because I'm showing you how obvious everything is, because there's excuses that he wasn't a car guy, right? And this is no disrespect to anybody. I'm just placing the obvious, right? Like, if I have my lady drive the car, she can hear and see and feel all that. You know, even driving a normal car, you don't expect it to like that piece of shit, right? That was a shitty Camaro that just passed by. What do you call it? It sounds stupid, right? Not only that, okay, let me tell you everything real quick, okay? Let me tell you everything, and you tell me if even a car guy wouldn't notice this. For one, the back is screeching, hopping, all this other stuff, right? It's your truck. I feel like you should kind of know what's going on about it. He told me he didn't know why, but yet people have told me that he had mentioned that it was whatever. Okay, look, look, I said what I said in the video yesterday, but again, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, because if you do got a real reason why you didn't know any of this, cool. It just is confusing to me that someone could be in a car club and not know a thing about cars. It mind boggles me. It's kind of like being a gang member but not knowing the gang life, right? Like, you're just in it for what? And I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm not trying to start anything. It's whatever, you know what I mean? I'm already deep into this truck. Yeah, I'm upset. Yeah, the other person can understand why I'm upset. So first off, the driveline was at a bad angle, right? Because the differential was put in really stupid and had crooked blocks, which I asked him when he was here, because I showed it to him. I said, well, I was trying to fill out all the work, because I did look at it real quick, and I kind of know what I'm looking for, right? So not only was the driveline crooked because the differential was set in wrong, the blocks were slidden sideways. They were crooked. The driveline ended up snapping on me because of that. The differentials was welded. I don't care what you people say, welding your gears is fucking stupid. The transmission was screaming, right? Like over and over. It doesn't shift. Obviously, you know what a fucking transmission sounds like when it doesn't shift, or you know what it feels like, because in general, if you've driven a car in general, you know that it shifts. Everybody knows about a fucking shift, right? Not only that, it was leaking from the rear end, and it had leaks up front. The transmission was leaking. He said everything was new. He said the rear main seal was new. He said the header stuff was new. He said the gaskets were new on the covers, on the valve covers or whatever. All these things were new, right? The fan was good. Just one side doesn't work. You have to put the fucking thing on. It's good. And all this other stuff. Let me mention that it did catch fucking fire the way he had it. The truck caught fire with my kids and my wife in the car. All this stuff, right? The AC works, which doesn't work. It's a clean, good title. But yeah, I had to do the runaround with the title just to get it in my name, because he had 3 people on the title, and he had to go get one release of interest, whatever, a fucking notary. But I had to do all this other stuff just to get the fucking title after owning it, right? But from the very beginning, leaks, transmissions out, there's transmission fluid, there's power steering fluid on the floor, there's oil on the fucking floor, the freeze plug is fucking dripping, the oil pressure sensor is dripping, the front seal is dripping, right? All these things, the fans are hooked up like a fucking Jiminy Cricket motherfucker. It caught on fire. The rear end's too low. It wasn't drivable. The tires, it ate up my fucking tires and ripped them to shreds. Let me mind you, the differential was set in there crooked to where one side was on the other side more, right? And all this other stuff, the bumper was hanging off, and all this other stuff, man, the seats, just everything. He said everything was good, right? And now the sunroof didn't work from the beginning, which he had mentioned, but he said it's because the button. Oh, get the button. Well, look, there's a button. It was on the floor, and no, it doesn't work. Okay, all these things, bro, like all these things, just all these wires. If you look at my videos and you pay attention to all the wiring, everything is hand wired, right? Everything's crimped together and burned. So again, all these things that supposedly weren't noticed, right? And it was my fault for trusting someone, right? These are all things I told him, hey, everything's good. You told me the truck runs good. I could drive it, 4 or 5 hours. Everything's good. Nothing wrong with it. No leaks, blah, blah, blah. He told me everything, all of this stuff. If I find the messages, I'll show you guys. I don't know if I can, because on Facebook, once you exceed a certain amount of messages, like, I don't know why it disappears. It's weird. It's like it doesn't continue to fit all your Facebook things in there, meaning like, because I buy and resell, so I'm constantly getting different messages and messaging out, right? So it eventually goes away unless there's a way to find it. I don't know how, but either way, I'm just telling you, right? My wife was there, she test drove it, everything. So this truck was supposed to be good. It's supposed to be even trade, everything's good. Okay, so I've replaced the gears in the back, right, along with the axles and all that other stuff. The lines, everything, all of that in the back. The brake fluid, all the brake lines, all in the back. The drive shaft had literally fucking shattered on the freeway. So then right after, I had to get a two-piece drive line, which was $1,100 alone just to make it, right? I ended up spending, let me tell you the budget real quick. It's over $5,000 for sure within a month just to get the truck where it's at right now, and it still has stuff, right? So the drive line fucking shattered. The transmission was the first thing that went out that I had to go get, right? The engine, all the headers, the fucking headers have the wrong bolts or missing bolts. All these fucking things I'm finding, bro. And someone's gonna have the nerve to tell me, you know, or a person, whoever, whatever, right? Him, a person, fucking Mickey Mouse, fucking imaginary friend, right? Whatever. Gonna have the decency to tell me, oh, everything's good, nothing's wrong. Oh, I don't know cars, so blah blah blah. Or he didn't know cars, blah blah blah. You're gonna tell me all this stuff in the way of driving, but yet you're asking people to help you get it back on the road, but you're gonna tell me it's good, it's flawless, right? So that's what I'm saying. There is no not knowing. Everything's too obvious, bro. So that's why I get upset. I'm taking my time to explain this before the guy gets here. But again, I find it hard to believe that this person didn't know what he was doing, from the title, right? Not being able to register it, right? To the drive line being crooked and fucking making noise, to the gears making noise and hopping and bouncing around, and the transmission literally screaming because it doesn't want to shift out a second, right? It only goes first, rarely a second, and all this other stuff, right? All this other stuff. So again, there's too much to notice. Whether, you know, even something as simple as, oh yes, the AC works. That motherfucker blows hot air and exhaust air in because the exhaust is open, because it's missing bolts, and it's blowing it right into a leaking hose that is dragging all the stuff into here that ventilates through here to come in for the AC. Okay? All this stuff, man. Look, I'm not mad like that to where, you know, I'm too deep into it to be like, oh, I'm going to stay mad forever, right? Because at this point, I've understood that I've been got, right? You know, I guess I fell for the fact that he said, oh, you know, single cab's my dream truck. And I was like, cool, so was it mine. So at the end of the day, I was like, you know what, don't give this guy a hard time. It's his dream truck. You like his truck. Just go ahead and trade it. Like, give the man, like, his dream, bro. You know what I mean? Because I'd rather make people happy. I'm definitely like that, right? And I'll be happy, too, because all my kids will fit in this truck, right? But 5K later, you know, all this stuff, it's over 5K, let me mind you, within just 3 weeks. Literally just 3 weeks. Look at the first video when it came out, and it started getting worked on. I have only had this truck 3 weeks in my possession, going on 4. So, again, I find it hard to believe, even if you're not a car person, and they tell you, hey, you can't register it because A, B, and C, or you get in here, the AC is literally not kicking on, but it's 120 in Vegas. All this little stuff, right? Or the consistent leak from your rear end, or whatever, all this stuff, right? Or anyways, I've mentioned too much, right? To ignore for not a, whatever, man. People have excuses. There's nothing I need about the car right now. I'm already too deep into it. Literally from the inside back is redone. So now I'm working on engine stuff. And then yesterday, the fucking radiator decides to leak after I fixed the sensors. And I've already done the housing and the temperature thing and all this other stuff. So again, I'm just clarifying that I find it hard to believe that nothing was known. And I find it hard to believe that the things I say isn't understandable, when in reality that truck that I had, right, it had an engine code for the catless. I removed the cats, right, and put straight pipe, and then it had a code for, I did the EGR delete. So those are things I was getting ready to take it to HP tuners, right? So that's the only thing I had it on. The only other thing it needed was the evap module that just, you go in the back by the fucking thing. It's reachable, literally. You don't have to take the gas tank down or nothing. It's literally right there. You take it out, you unplug it, put it back in. That's it. That's the only thing it needed. That's the only thing it's been needing, and that's it. But if it, as it says in the code thing, if it's not affecting your driving, it's not an urgent fix. Other than that, I had nothing wrong with my truck. Fresh rebuilt transmission, 4.8 strong, right? Taken care of, well maintained. This one was not. He had to do the oil pan gasket, had to do the oil pan, had to do the freeze plug, I had to do the oil pressure sensor, I had to do the temperature housing and the fucking stat, and then I had to do the sensor to it, and all this other stuff. I had to do fans, I had to buy fan stuff, I had to wire a new radio, I had to, all these things through my videos, and I'm forgetting stuff, right? I'm just explaining myself, right? Because again, I'm not mad at the person like that, because who knows, maybe he truly didn't know. Maybe this person told him lies. But he also sent me the list saying all of this was fresh and all this stuff was new. It had supposedly had a new transmission, supposedly had a new rear main seal, all this stuff that was exposed to not be true. Maybe he was lied to. If you were lied to, I apologize for the way that I've been talking, because again, I'm just mad at what was told to me, and it not being true, with the fact that I gave you a fair trade. The title was in my name even, all this stuff. You didn't have a problem with that truck. And if you did, it was probably the little evap thing I already told you about, unless maybe you're driving it hard, or maybe the person, unless you drove, whatever. Other than that, there was nothing. I was still driving that truck to California and back. That was my daily, everywhere. I told you I went to Washington. I go to fucking LA all the time because I have to. I go to Oxnard, Ventura County. I'm constantly back and forth through hours, 10 hours minimum on my drives, literally. So that truck, excellent. Now if it's getting dogged out and the oil's not being changed and there's leaks and blah blah blah, then yeah, it'll eventually fuck up. But I had to do all of this, right? This is a long ass rampage, but I'm just putting it out there. I'll probably make a separate video for today's episode if I get enough. But anyways, I just wanted to explain my side, and I'm still working on it a month later, 5K plus, you know what I mean? I'm not mad like that. At this point, I've accepted owning this truck, and that's it. I'm too far in it to not rebuild it, right? Which everything is rebuilt. You know, I've got money and you know, out for it. And now I'm just working on engine stuff, and hopefully after I replace this radiator and this little leaking stuff that I know about, hopefully I'm good, bro. Hopefully I'm fucking good. But anyways, guys, want to take the time to explain that, because people have questions, and I know they only hear me say certain things, and you know, whatever, right? This is for multiple people, literally through all the videos of this truck, that people have been saying, oh, you got gypped, oh, what happened to this, oh, what happened to that, oh, he's this, oh, he's that, right? All these things people have been commenting. It's no one specific. No, there's no feelings towards anybody. I love when you guys comment, and it's perfect, because then I get a chance to talk back to you guys. That's the point, is for me to be here to interact with you guys and be cool with you and gain supporters, and I support you guys as well. If you want to start a YouTube, fucking start it. You're starting out with 0 followers anyway. What do you have to lose, really, but to just record yourself every day doing what you're doing? You don't have to do nothing extra. Just record you doing you. People record themselves eating or walking or smoking or drink, whatever, right? Whatever the fuck they do, they record it. I encourage you guys highly. But again, I just thought I'd you know, shed some light on this story. There is no active problem. There is no nothing with anybody. It's just frustrating. Again, if the person was lied to, all right, cool. But what people are telling me that know him, they're saying that he knew about it by asking, hey, can you give me help in running? Hey, can we do this? Hey, you know, I did this with the guys, blah, blah. So yeah, and you can tell things were changed out, bro. Certain things were tried to do. No disrespect to anybody. It's just frustrating when I'm going on my 4th kid and I'm lied to about a truck that I now got to put that money into, right? I was assuming it was good, like you told me. I took his word for it, and unfortunately you can't take everybody's word. Again, that is my fault too. I just heard the guy, oh, my dream truck, and literally, I'll be honest with you, that's what caught me. Plus, not only that, I don't want to be attached to things, right? And plus, 3 seats aren't going to fit a family of what, 6 people. I don't want to drive. I don't want to share my success only with me. I want to share it with my family too. So I do need more seats to share my success, and I was fine with that, even though it was sentimental and it had my grandpa's stuff in there. Everything is my grandpa's in there. Very close to him, is very sentimental to me. I just understood what I needed to do, and was hoping that it would turn out for the good, and it will turn out for the good because I will make it turn out for the good. But again, guys, there'll be another episode today. I'm assuming if I get more done. Right now, I only have planned to sell that, so we'll see. But yeah, man, I appreciate you guys. I truly do. I appreciate all the comments, no matter what comment it is. All you guys are cool as fuck, bro. You guys are fucking dope. Can't wait to meet you guys someday for, on the good side. And you guys have a good day, man. You guys stay blessed. Keep your head up. Nothing is worth crashing out over. Just make it work like God does for you, right? God turns whatever happens with you into good later, whether it's just a lesson or to come up. Everything's for the better as long as you stay straight, right? As long as you stay solid and you don't fucking burn yourself down. All right, guys. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Peace. All right, guys. So real quick, I had got a comment as I was doing this video. One of the guys or whoever, doesn't matter who, had said that the guy he's talking about hasn't had the truck in over a year, meaning that the last person who owned this truck owned it over a year ago. So we are obviously not talking about the same person. I barely got this truck probably like a month and a week ago. You guys can see when this video first entered the channel. You guys can go look back. That's when I got it. So to anybody claiming to know this guy, we are obviously talking about the same person, or I mean, a different person, right? So we're talking about a different person, because I got this a month ago, and you're talking about someone over a year ago. So no, I obviously got rid of it. He obviously got rid of it. What do you call it? No, that can't be true, because that guy said he traded a car for this truck, that he got it for free. So no, we might be talking about the same guy, actually. Now that I think about it, that comment just hit my head. So that means that, yeah, we possibly are talking about the same guy. So, the people who are saying they know him and that he hasn't had this or whatever, no one specific, I don't care. I appreciate all you guys on my channel. The thing about him not having it within a year, like he hasn't had it since a year and a half ago, over a year ago, isn't true. Because I do remember him saying he traded it and he didn't really care about the truck anyway. So, damn, just hit me right now out of all these videos. So we were talking about the same person. It's just some of the commenters' facts are wrong. But anyways, yeah, I hope you guys have a good one. Peace.